Alrighty, I am going to talk about G1 Blastoff from the Combaticons. And I guess we have to start with Starscream's Brigade, which is where they came from. So the basic idea or theory was that Megatron maroons Starscream on a tropical island somewhere in the South Pacific, obviously, since it's World War II vehicles that were supposed to have been used. But that kind of brings up a problem with Onslaught as well. And the fact that Vortex looks more like a Vietnam-era helicopter than World War II helicopter, because they didn't really have helicopters in mass use in World War II. But hey, I'm just gonna, we'll get past those for a minute. We're just gonna talk about Blastoff. They didn't have fucking spaceships in World War II. Unless you want to talk about alternative history or tangential historical facts. We could talk about Roswell. We could talk about all sorts of things that maybe could have possibly, sorta. Or that the Nazis were talking with, aliens, whatnot. So, I've always had a problem with that concept that Blastoff is basically an American NASA spaceship, which Project Paperclip and Werner von Braun. So basically it's a Nazi spaceship design. So I was thinking about it, sitting there pondering on my row, and if they wanted to try and keep it, and I know, hold on, I know. It's a 22-minute cartoon, essentially a commercial for a toy line. I get all that. But so was G.I. Joe, and G.I. Joe was kind of better, in a sense. At least when they were the Rise of Serpentor, which got me interested in genetics. But historically, all those places probably don't exist. Maybe. Or the history we're allowed to know. So anyway, under the premise, past the fact that Starscream is a fucking jet, and he can just transform and go wherever. And he did go wherever to get the chips for the Combaticons, because they were bad mother jammers. And blah, 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 blah. So it didn't really maroon him on that island, which I'm like, wait, what? If he's marooned, wouldn't you take his transformation cog out? Anyway. But of course, I guess that's why G1 Megatron never actually won anything, huh? So, in keeping with the World War II quasi-aesthetic, why didn't Starscream just do like a Teletran 1 kind of thing, like from the first episode, and either go into a museum, or they could have put him back in time? That would have been cool. So then that would have explained the Vietnam era helicopter, and the tank. Braun isn't quite World War II tank. He's definitely more modern. Warpath is more of a traditional World War II type tank. So I thought that's odd. They could have switched bodies, but they'd already done releases of everything. So, but Swindle seems to be the only one that's like, that looks like a Jeep from World War II. But anyway, so I was thinking on it, and since the Nazis had more advanced vehicles, why wasn't Blastoff the Messerschmitt ME-262A-1A? It's a jet. It was, I believe, in production in 44, 45, or in the air. So why not that? I know. It's a 22-minute cartoon commercial for a toy line. But as a kid, I was thinking like, they didn't have spaceships back then. Now I have a BA in history, and I go, well, maybe it was possible they had spaceships, but still, not in an American NASA-looking space shuttle. So, and then also, where was he in the movie? Why was it him and Astro Train carrying the Decepticons back? But anyway, just, yeah. You start pulling at one thread, the whole fucking tapestry flies apart. So I just was thinking about it, and so those are just questions I have, and these are just my thoughts. Tell me what you think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Bye-bye.